I'm still here. So yeah, I don't. It's not. I don't. It's not a strategy. It's a feeling. It's like
Over time, several stars have talked about how they worry about how Sean Diddy Combs acts and the sus things he's involved in. Sometimes they say it as a joke, but other times they are very serious. But this time, 10 celebrities started warning us before Diddy's arrest case. We heard these warnings in interviews and on websites like Facebook and Twitter. Let's get into it. Kanye West. Looking back, we realized that we should have tried to understand the hidden meanings more often. For instance, this weird story was from a 2014 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Khloe was talking about a time she went to a party thrown by Diddy. She remembered that everyone there was, in her own words, barely wearing any clothes. Also, Kanye West, who used to be Khloe's brother-in-law, once said something about Diddy that makes us think differently today in 2022. Kanye called Sean Combs a snitch, suggesting that he had betrayed people to avoid going to prison himself.
That's why you gotta come at me, because part of the deal for you to be a do or that.
Kanye West is well known for making big, sometimes wild claims, but it can be tough to tell if they are true. It often seems like part of his usual talk when he says something. However, with some recent legal troubles in the picture, some people have started to wonder whether his statements might actually carry some weight.
Right here. The big cave, the little cave.
Control Shaq. They could control Charles Barkley. They could control LeBron James.
Kanye's words sometimes feel like he's trying to give a heads up, but it's still unclear whether he actually knows something we don't. When asked about it, Kanye had a sort of funny response. He said something like a riddle. I don't know if it's a party, meaning he wasn't sure if something was going on.
Net worth $400 million. Jesus is king. God loved me.
That's more important than keeping it alive.
Kanye also mentioned never being invited to Diddy's big parties. This was his way of saying that he's not really in the loop about certain things. So whether Kanye was telling the truth or just talking is still a mystery. Usher. Next we have Usher, the music superstar who was only 13 years old when he started his journey in the music world. He spent an entire year living with a guy named Combs.
He was scheduled to do my record. I went out to meet him. He was a really cool cat.
Usher shared this experience during a 2016 interview with a renowned interviewer, Howard Stern. Stern was really curious and asked Usher some questions. He asked if Usher had to do house chores like washing dishes to keep himself grounded, or was he free to stay up until 4 in the morning, partying with the others in the house.
Right, we would tussle. More than often, I think Puffy would say, man, you gotta chill, like you're just a little bit too intense.
Answering these questions, Usher said he could stay up later than everyone else. Although the scenario seemed fun, Usher also suggested that some odd things were happening beneath all the laughter and music. He admitted that he didn't fully understand everything he saw. Some stuff that was happening around him was very unusual.
I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to
City.
something called Puffy.
Usher revealed something interesting. He mentioned that he lived at Diddy's place to get a glimpse into a different way of life. He did see it, and he experienced it, but he was unsure if he could get fully involved or even completely understand what he was seeing.
Jodeci, Mary J. Blige, they didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time.
Most importantly, Usher clearly expressed that he wouldn't want his kids to follow in his footsteps by attending what he referred to as Puffy Camp. Lloyd Banks. Another voice from the music industry that hinted at concerns was Lloyd Banks, part of the hip-hop group G-Unit. Banks had implied that Diddy's business dealings were not as transparent as they appeared. During a candid interview 2018, Banks referenced some questionable moments in the industry, hinting at suspicious deals and behind-the-scenes power plays. Although he stopped short of naming Diddy directly, his words painted a picture of an industry where not everything was as it seemed. These subtle insinuations led fans and followers to speculate that Diddy might have been involved in some of these dubious activities. Banks used the expression smoke and mirrors to describe certain people's methods of maintaining their influence. In the context of ongoing legal and ethical scrutiny, these comments carry more weight than when they were first aired. Justin Bieber.
I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me.
Even though Justin Bieber, supported and mentored by Usher, may spend 2 full days with Combs, there is no certainty about it. This is just a guess we're making. Interestingly, Justin Bieber gave Combs a phone number that wasn't real. Looking back, it's as if Justin was trying to send a secret message asking for help. Ever since the news broke about Diddy's arrest, the internet has been buzzing like a beehive. Many people have been exploring every nook and cranny, looking for disturbing info about him. It didn't take a minute before the name Justin started showing up. It was bound to pop up. Old videos that show Diddy acting strangely with Justin are being seen again.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn and everyone.
In 2023, Justin's name was on everyone's lips when a lawsuit by Cassie was filed, unveiling a lot of hidden, shady stuff about Diddy in the past. Justin Bieber keeps his distance from him due to his latest run-in with the law. Diddy was recently arrested, but Bieber seems to be putting his family first. He is focusing on his wife, Hailey Bieber, and their newborn baby boy. Old videos also show that Bieber has been slowly pulling away from Diddy. This has led a lot of fans to think that Bieber might have been one of Diddy's victims.
All this sort of stuff of my past, and I wasn't able to move.
Mason Darrell Betha. Now, coming towards another celebrity, did you know that Mason Darrell Betha, also Mace, started his music career with Diddy in the 90s? They were quite the pair. Mace didn't just provide incredible energy at Diddy's shows. Still, he also made 3 albums under the label Bad Boy Records. However, things didn't always go smoothly for them. Mace and Diddy had some disagreements, and Mace felt he wasn't getting the respect or payment he deserved.
Me and Puff was like, I felt like I did more than I got credit for.
He was pretty upset with Diddy. He felt Diddy was trying to keep him tied to the label without fair treatment. In fact, Mace even said that Diddy tricked him with a publishing deal worth only $20,000 and hasn't been giving him his share of the music sales for many, many years.
No, I don't look at it like that.
Then, there was this interesting moment in 2022. Diddy claimed during an interview that Mace actually owed him $3 million.
My name is Diddy, Sean Combs. I never took nothing from nobody a day in my life.
Even though Combs did come back, he gave back the rights to make music to Mace and a few other artists from Bad Boy in 2023. Mace was one of the first people to question Combs about the money he was supposed to get from his music, but he certainly wasn't the last to do it. Don Richard. In 2024, there was a big fuss by Don Richard, who used to be in a band with Combs, who took him to court. Don stated that Diddy owed him a lot of money. To be precise, about $5 million that she never got paid. Dawn could have decided to file the court case without using her real name, like a secret Jane Doe, but after much consideration, she chose not to go that route. Dawn wanted to make sure everyone was responsible for their actions. Beyond that, she was looking for justice. Recently, Dawn made a serious accusation against Sean Diddy Combs. She says that Diddy has physically hurt her and made her feel bad on purpose. This information was officially shared in a Southern District of New York court on September 10, 2024. The details Dawn provided show that this bad treatment started when she joined a musical group called Danity Kane on the TV show Making the Band. Dawn not only described how Diddy treated her, but also told scary stories about how he treated Cassie Ventura, his former girlfriend. Cassie's experience led to more people taking legal action against Diddy in November 2023. Cat Williams. Comedian Cat Williams is known to have had a few problems with law and Diddy. This might make some people wonder if we can believe what he says. But in January 2024, Williams said some things that made a lot of sense later on. He was on a podcast with Shannon Sharpe called Club Shay, where he talked about some famous parties thrown by Diddy. He recommended that people stay away from them. William, for reasons he didn't fully explain, was particularly worried about keeping a certain part of his body safe. He didn't talk about it much more, but it was clear he had some concerns.
Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was in.
And now when there have been serious claims about Combs throwing really wild parties, people are also saying some not so nice things about how he treats others. These stories are making us see Williams's words in a totally different way. Aubrey O'Day. Ever wondered what's common between Donald Trump, the previous US president, and Diddy, the popular singer? Well, there could be multiple answers to that, but one connection is certainly Aubrey O'Day, a singer and reality TV star.
I'm right now taking inventory of my experience. I'm being forced to in so many ways.
She was once under the guidance of Combs, and later she made her appearance on the 5th season of the show Celebrity Apprentice. Aubrey is known for her strict and focused approach to work, which she attributes to her 6-year stint with Diddy, training to be flawless. Now, when Aubrey mentioned her connection with Diddy during her stint with Trump, he was quick to compliment Diddy, but Aubrey was a bit cautious when it came to praising her old boss, Diddy. She didn't outright say whether he is a good guy, as Trump labeled him. She was just not ready to respond to that question. However, she eventually said that she thinks Diddy is a good guy and that she would support him. However, in a detailed interview in 2019, Aubrey went in-depth about her time on the Diddy-produced Making the Band. She admitted that there were times when they were extremely scared about what could happen with Diddy each day. She even encountered incidents of racism and sexism, which were quite threatening. Wendy Williams.
Honestly, I think that this is the kind of couple that will stay together because
Back in 1998, Wendy Williams lost her job at Hot 97. After losing her job, she thought that Diddy had something to do with it. In 2004, she wrote about how tough it was for her because of what Combs did. But Wendy also mentioned that she didn't hold a grudge against him.
Puffy, you had me speeding through numerous traffic lights doing...
In a show episode in 2015, Wendy shared her thoughts about rumors. The rumors were that Cassie Ventura was trying to avoid Combs. She explained this on her show so everyone could understand what was happening. Williams described Combs as a real big shot. She posed a question to Jennifer Lopez, curious if she would ever reunite with Combs. Instead of Jennifer answering, her mom, Guadalupe Rodriguez, pretty much gave the answer with just a glance. Her look told the whole story. Even though they made up in 2017, everyone has been waiting eagerly, like sitting on the edge of their seats, to hear what Williams has to say about Combs after he got into trouble with the law. 50 Cent. Do you know Curtis James Jackson III? You might know him better than 50 Cent, a famous rapper. He's been in the news quite a bit because of a disagreement he's had with Combs for a very long time.
Nigga Puff was like, yeah, like first he was amping him to get style. Then he was like, so when we going?
This all kicked off back in 2006 when 50 Cent released a song called The Bomb. This wasn't just any song. It was a diss track, which is basically a song where one artist criticizes or makes fun of another artist. In The Bomb, 50 Cent made a big claim. He said that Combs was somewhat involved in the tragic death of the well-loved rapper Biggie Smalls. So far, there isn't a ton of solid proof to support this secret plot that was talked about in October 2023. The rapper, however, added more to his disagreement with Diddy. He felt pretty weird at Diddy's parties. During his final music tour, 50 Cent shared that Diddy would give him a super big hug from the front and back at the same time.
Now, Fifth, when you continuously call Puff gay, does that affect your relationships in Hollywood?
I don't call him gay. I said
50 Cent didn't stop there. He became more outspoken about this after some folks searched his house. There's news going around that 50 Cent sold a documentary series. The question everyone is asking is, did Diddy really do it? 50 Cent also made a surprising claim that Combs was responsible for Tupac Shakur, another well-known rapper's death. But there's not a lot of proof to support this. Tupac Shakur. Tupac was also suspicious of Combs. Back in 1995, Tupac had a discussion with a magazine called Vibe. They asked him if he thought Combs had anything to do with a shooting incident he survived in 1994. Tupac didn't shy away. He said, "I believe so," and added that this belief was based on some things only he and Combs knew. But he also said that it's not something to share with the whole world. Sadly, about a year after that, in 1996, Tupac was in another shooting. This one ended his life. There's a man named Dwayne Keffe D. Davis who got in trouble with the law for Tupac's killing in 2012. He once stated that Combs offered him a whopping $1 million to end Tupac's life. Whether P. Diddy was really involved in all this or not, Tupac's words tell a story about a man who lived a dangerous life. Lil Rod Jones, Rodney, who everyone calls Lil Ron Jones, had a job helping Mr. Combs make music for a cool album called The Love Album Off the Grid. But things got really tough for Lil Rod. He shared that stuff happened that wasn't part of his job, and those things weren't nice at all. Lil Rod accused Combs of doing things he shouldn't have, like putting hidden cameras in his house and even threatening him. He said P. Diddy acted mean, saying he'd do anything to get what he wanted. He also claimed that Combs behaved badly, touching him without his consent and forcing him to do shameful stuff. One of those things was being made to work in a bathroom while Combs was taking a shower. It made him very uncomfortable. Rodney also said that one day, he woke up and found himself without any clothes on, in bed with Combs and two other people he didn't know. He thought maybe he was given something that made him fall asleep. In his complaint, Lil Rod also mentioned Combs' son, Justin Dior, and a lady named Christina Coram who worked closely with Combs. He even said that Christina may have had a part in all these bad things happening to him. That's a wrap, guys. Let us know in the comments what you think about these allegations. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more news updates. Thanks for watching.